G'day, how you going? All right? That's the story. Today we're going to talk about 3 fears which stop people starting their own businesses. Now, you know how they say that good things come in threes? Well, you know, sometimes bad things do too. In this case, it's the reasons that people cook up in their noggins for never having a go, as my old mum used to say. She reckoned that when you're going to give something a go and you're not too sure how it's going to work out, do as much research beforehand to identify the best way to make it happen, the way that has the highest chance of success, and then just bloody do it. Now, Mum left school at 16. She never went anywhere near a university or did any courses on how to be a very wise person. She just was one. And my 5 brothers and sisters, we miss her fiercely. I love you, Mum. Sorry for being such a difficult child and such a difficult adult. Anyway, so what's all this about? I'm getting to it, okay? It's all about the bullshit stories. Sorry again, Mum. We create in our heads which stop us from having a go and starting up. I've listened to excuses range from "'cause I'm scared" all the way through to 3-act dramas, Greek tragedies that went on and on and on and still came down to the same thing. I'm scared. Look, it's perfectly natural to be scared of the unknown. In fact, it's a very useful survival trait. But it's also a little bit outdated because you know what? We're not living in caves anymore, and it's been a bloody long time since anybody saw a saber-toothed tiger. Now, there are many tools available out on the net that you can use to hit that scary monster called fear over the head and turn it into a much more useful motivator. There are self-help videos. There's just, oh man, I'll tell you what, there's so much, but it never hurts to have some skin in the game. Skin that you might bruise or scrape or cut. I honestly don't think it's possible to start a business without getting a few cuts and bruises and scrapes along the way. If you want an easy ride without stress and tension and cock-ups and rework and doubts and fears and tears and anger and disappointment and disillusionment, don't start a business. There you go. Pretty simple, eh? If you do want to start a business, then you need to register with a very special school, and it's not Hogwarts. It's called the School of Hard Knocks, and the lessons that you'll learn every day in the School of Hard Knocks will keep you from harm and will also help you to build an amazing business. Sure, you're going to get a few bruises along the way, and maybe your dignity will end up flat on its ass after you screw something up spectacularly, but you know what? That's actually how you learn. Over 100 years ago, 2 of Mr. Thomas Edison's assistants came into his office and said, "Mr. Edison, we've failed 289 times to get that stupid bulb of light to work, and it's still not working. We've had enough. Can we work on something easier like splitting the atom or finding a cure for cancer or something like that?" Edison said, "Boys, you now know 289 ways not to make that ball of light work, so you must be really, really close to making it work. So bugger off out of my office, stop being crybabies and try again." They went out, and on the 291st attempt, they created electric light for the whole planet. That is a true story. Almost, okay. I know. I do sometimes not let the facts get in the way of a good story, and I think I might have just done that then. Anyway, so what are the 3 scary reasons that stop so many people from living the life that they want as business owners? I hear this all the time from people who are very, very competent and confident in their current version of reality, in their jobs. You know, they're really good at what they do. The first of the scary reasons is, I'm not good enough at XYZ, so why would anybody buy from me? And that's an interesting point of view. I'm good enough to earn a salary for doing XYZ, and I've been doing it for several years, but as soon as I have to convince some other people that I know what I'm doing and ask them to pay for it, I'm suddenly not good enough. Well, here's the thing, you know, you do know a lot more about X, Y, and Z than the people who actually need X, Y, and Z. They're at about a 3 out of 10. They're called clients. They know what it is and they know what it'll do for them, but they don't know how to do it themselves. Now, you don't have to be a 10 out of 10 to sell your services to them. If you're a 6 out of 10, then that's enough to be the expert that they need. You have to have a little bit of humility too, instead of being a wise ass who literally knows it all. Now, you can always do a little bit more learning and get to be a 7 or 8 out of 10, and then after that the law of diminishing returns kicks in and you'll get very little extra return on a great deal more effort. That is also known as a PhD. So, sorry about those people who got them, doctor. The second really big scary reason is, I don't know anything about how to get clients. Well, look, I didn't either when I started this business. My other businesses are all demand-based, which means that people really needed my services and they found me on the net. I never spent a penny on marketing. Now, some people say I know all about marketing. Well, I was even worse than that. I knew nothing about marketing. So this is what I did. And if I can do it at my age, with my Zimmer frame and all that, then you younglings, you can do it too. Number one, I asked Mrs. Google about 200 times about all the different ways to find clients. Number two, I took all of that advice and I boiled it down to 5 things. And then I learned everything that I could learn about how to do those 5 things. And number 4, I went and found somebody who could do those 5 things for a living and got them to do it for me because they're a hell of a lot better at it. And number 5, they brought up 5 other things that I vaguely knew about and they also work really well. So now we have sharp, relevant and innovative marketing which is making us heaps of sales. It's not that hard. And the third big reason people give me is I'm really good at XYZ, but I've got no idea how to run a business. Now this one, that's serious and it's a very, very good point. There is a skill to running a business, okay? And that skill is to be able to do several things at once, kind of like the people who spin plates on the tops of long sticks. But the good news is that most of the time, you don't have to switch from one thing to another as quickly as those dudes, and you don't break as many plates because you've got more time to change things if you notice that something is a little bit wobbly. Now, notice that I've used 3 words in there. I've used skill, time, and change. Running a business effectively is all about those 3 words. Learning the skills, doing the right things at the right time, and being prepared to change course away from something that isn't working as soon as you see the need for change. The earlier you see the need for change, the more likely you are to be successful. There is a set number of skills to learn in running a business. That is the good news. And they don't really change very much, and they haven't over thousands of years. The underlying principles are the same. Number 1, understand what people want in order to make some pain go away or to make something better. Number 2, provide them with a solution that either gets rid of the pain or makes things better than they can make it for themselves. And number 3, charge a price which they and you feel represents the value that you've created. Now you can learn that. There are so many different places that you can learn just what I've talked about. And you can even learn them from me. You'd be stunned how many people think it's okay to go into business though, without knowing anything about running a business. And they never ever set out to learn those skills. And guess what? They crash in a heap. Just like getting into the pilot seat of a plane and taking off without going to flying school or even reading Boys Own magazine articles about flying. I'm serious. So just, do yourself a favor. Don't be one of those. Okay. Let's summarize what we've been talking about. Now you know you are good enough at XYZ to start a business, or you know the things that you need to learn a little bit more about to become a good 6 out of 10. The second thing that you now know is you know how to learn and or buy in the wonderful skills of marketing, whatever suits your business best. And number 3, now you know the basics of running a business, and you also know what more you need to learn to do it really well and to fill in the gaps in your knowledge. Well done you. That wasn't so hard, was it now? So, as Tom E. nearly said, wipe your nose, get out of my face and go and give it a bloody go. As I said before, I never let the facts get in the way of a good story. So, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It'll help support the channel. And if there's anything that you'd like for me to talk about, then drop them in the comments and join our Facebook group. The link is in the description box below and I'll answer all your questions there. And don't forget to hit that bell icon and be part of the notification squad to get notified every time we upload, because I respond to questions in the first hour, unlike some other buggers I know. And I'll see you in the next video, and I'll catch you later.